Hello everyone, Edward back here, also known as Strategy, looking to do another Arena Cube draft. We have been doing pretty well with these. The last two I did get to 7 wins. Our natural order draft I did not. Let's see if we can get to 7 wins again. I hope everyone enjoyed my Halloween special, so to speak. If you missed it, check out that video. It's a lot of fun. Waiting for one person. It seems like it's inevitable always one person doesn't ready up. There we go. Alrighty, power check. Do not see any power. Things I do see are a Ragavan, which I'm very happy to see. Let's see, there's a Retrofitter Foundry. That's definitely more my taste. There's a Cut Down. There's a Jace. I know I should probably take this Ragavan. They probably opened power and passed it pretty quickly. I know I should probably take the Ragavan. I think if this was my personal cube, I would take the Retrofitter Foundry, but I'm going to take the Ragavan. I think it's just the strongest card in the pack. There's some nice red lands to go with it on the wheel. I can't imagine all 3 of these going away, and if they do, maybe they'll be a get lost. Let's take the Ragavan. Okay. There's a Lotus Petal, which I'm not too excited about for this deck. There is a Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp is really nice. Dak Faden I really like. What is this? Oh, Murderous Cut. Brazen Borrower, Sheldock Isle. There is a Figure of Destiny that might wheel if we decide to go with the aggro strategy again. I do think Skull Clamp is the strongest card in this pack. Yeah, let's take the Skull Clamp. Okay, so if we took the Retrofitter, a Coalition Relic's not a bad one. There's a Mana Leak. There's an Animate Dead. Okay. There's a Parallax Wave, a Fiery Confluence. Lots of red cards still. Animate Dead, I think, is the strongest card in the pack. I do like the Mana Leak too. With this start, it doesn't really lead to a Mana Leak, but we can always, not play the Skull Clamp if we don't have enough creatures. The Ragavan's probably still good to play. I'm going to take the Animate Dead. I wish we had that for our last draft. Okay, so here... Oh, a Caracas. Oh, yeah, I'm not passing this Caracas. Okay, so things to consider are Fatal Push. I'm not a huge fan of Dauthi Voidwalker. I know some people like it, but there's a Voice of Victory, and even more importantly, a Prismatic Vista. We're not going to get this back, I don't think, but this Caracas is just so strong. Lots of legendaries like Ragavan, Kytheon, and other things to bounce. Ooh, a Tursa. And Enduring Innocence. Okay, so Caracas doesn't mean we have to play white. We can treat it as a colorless land. Man, we are passing a lot of really sweet artifacts. Okay, so I did really enjoy playing this Tursa the other day, and the Enduring Innocence is nice, but it's double white. Not really a fan to do that. Yeah, plus the Tursa could discard. Maybe we can do a backdoor reanimate strategy as well and keep that open. Okay, there's a Thalia, Intrepid Adversary. I'm not a fan of Blade Splicer or Avatar, or not Avatar of Woe. That's a much different card. Woe Strider. There is a black-white land and a red-white land. Unfortunately, not a red-black land. I'm going to take the Sacred Foundry because it's fetchable. Maybe this opens up to a white splash and we can play Mardu. There's nothing else in there screamed pick me to me. That Retrofitter into Skull Clamp would have been really nice. Okay, waiting to get some packs. So, oh, there we go. All right, so we do have a red-black land, but it's a tap land now. An Aether Spellbomb. Had we gone with more artifacts? I like the Legion Extruder here. I'm just not a fan of having too many tap lands, especially if we're going to be a lower curve deck. It kind of time walks us, so to speak, if we go, like, say, Ragavan into, tap land, and now we can't play our Tursa. So yeah, let's take the Legion Extruder. Maybe we get some of these artifacts on the wheels and we can kind of pivot. Okay, here's a Marsh Flats. That is a really nice pick 8 pickup for us. If we had just mono artifacts, I might consider this Nettle Cyst, but looks like we're going to have to pass that. I'm going to take this Marsh Flats. It is a black-red land. Because we took the Sacred Foundry, this can either get a basic Swamp or it can get an untapped Sacred Foundry if we need it. So that is a slam dunk pick for us. Okay, as expected, we did get some Boros lands back. We don't necessarily need Boros lands. And so far, our creatures have haste, so Arena of Glory doesn't make a lot of sense here. I think I'm going to take the Elegant Parlor and set up a Surveil off of our Marsh Flats, potentially. Okay, the figure did wheel as well. Monstrous Rage is a nice one, but I'd rather not be too aggro. I'd rather just focus on having threats. I'm not a fan of having too much equipment or, like, tricks in the cube decks. It's not like regular draft. I'd rather just play to the board. Okay, so it doesn't look like we're in the right seat. I do love this Death Greeters champion, but there's a Black Cleave Cliffs. We haven't seen a lot of red-black lands, and clearly red cards are open. So I think we can just play the Death Greeters. Oh, there is an Unholy Heat as well. Let's take the Unholy Heat. Mid-range creatures are kind of replaceable. Okay, let's take the Fatal Push. I guess we'll take the Kytheon. Not excited about it, but I am excited about the Skull Clamp, though. The Skull Clamp kind of turns on a lot of things. None of those, so like Retrofitter and Currency Converter didn't wheel. I wouldn't expect them to, but this is just something to point out for this Legion Extruder, sorry. I want to take the Blade Splicer here. It just helps with our curve just a little bit more. Plus, we can always Skull Clamp the Blade Splicer. I hope that we don't have to play Blade Splicer personally, but if we do, we do. Alright, my favorite card ever. Let's just put that in the sideboard. Honorary Survival of the Fittest. Okay. And again, no power. This, unfortunately, is a fetch that doesn't touch any of our colors. I love a Fable. Maybe an Overlord can wheel. We're not red for Tarmogoyf. I know a lot of people like Guide of Souls. I'm not one of those people, and that's fine. I'm just not a big fan of it. So I'm gonna take this Fable. If the Guide of Souls wheels, cool. I'll probably take it, but ooh, okay, a Pyrokinesis. Man, we could have had a sweet artifact deck. I have yet to draft an artifact deck, so I would like to eventually. Okay. So there's a Wandering Emperor, which I actually would like, but I'm not gonna take it here, I don't think. A Balance is gonna do more harm to us than good. I'm going to take the Pyrokinesis. Oh, there's an NT. Oh, man. I want this Pyrokinesis, but NT is actually not as replaceable as some other 2-drops. I want to hope the Pyrokinesis wheels. This is probably one of the only red 2-drops I would take over the Pyrokinesis, and I could regret that later, but there's been a lot of red cards wheeling, so let's hope that just continues to be the case. Okay, Acoustic Bronco. I don't hate that. In fact, I'm going to go on a limb and say I actually like it. It acts as a Dark Confidant. and it is a way to get more draw. I do like this Go for the Throat. I wouldn't even mind this Mana Confluence wheeling since we're an aggressive deck this time. I didn't take it last time because I wasn't sure if it would hurt us too much. But yeah, let's take the Caustic Bronco. That is another reward for being in black. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, a Snuff Out. Oh, and a Fire Covenant. Okay, I I do. I think I'm supposed to take the Snuff Out. This Fire Covenant's more likely to wheel just based on the fact that it's 2 colors. Plus, in the few drafts I've been noticing or watching other people draft, this card has been coming around a decent number of times. So I'm going to take the Snuff Out. Now, we do need to get black fixing. So any like Mardu actual swamp dual land, I'm going to have to prioritize pretty highly now. Ooh, there's a Comet. I love a Comet. I do like this black-red land. However, it is not fetchable, nor is it a swamp. So it does not go with our Snuff Out. So if this was Badlands, I would take it over the Comet here, just to be safe. But I'm going to take the Comet. Okay, there's a Necromancy, there's a Godless Shrine, there's a Stoneforge Mystic. So, Godless Shrine is a second quote-unquote swamp with this Marsh Flats, but Marsh Flats can already get swamp. I do like this Stoneforge Mystic to get our Skull Clamp. I think if this was Badlands, I would take it. But it's not, so I'm going to take the Stoneforge Mystic, and if we can get another equipment, I would like to get 2. I think 3 is pushing it, but if I can get a second equipment, I will be very happy with that pick over Godless Shrine specifically. Okay, this is a red-black fetch land, or fetchable land, I should say. Bitter Triumph's a good one. Persist, not necessarily what we want to be doing. A lot of our stuff seems to be legendary. The NT, the Tursa, the Ragavan, the Kytheon. So yeah, we're going to take the red-black fetchable land and make our Snuff Out better. I would still love a Badlands, though. We already have a plateau, so to speak, in the Sacred Foundry, so I would just really like to round out our mana base. Okay, here's a Mana Tithe. I don't hate that. Here's a Blood Tithe Harvester. I don't want to play... I might play... If we can get, like, a premium fatty, I might play 1, but that doesn't seem great. Like, we're not going to have, like, demonic tutors and stuff in this deck, so I probably should ignore reanimate stuff and just focus on playing Animate Dead as a value spell. But Mana Tithe is a cheap interaction, and sometimes you can just get them. Speaking of cheap interaction, I would love to see a Swords or a Path, a Swords to Plowshares or a Path to Exile in Pack 3. I think that would really help round out this deck. We kind of have that effect in Snuff Out, but I would just really like to deepen our pockets on that effect. Okay, so this is almost never going to be big because it only counts our graveyard. What is this? That's a lot of words to read. All right. We don't have a lot of time. I don't have time to read this card. I'm going to go with the card I know what it does and just take it. It's a decent 3-drop. And the Pyrokinesis Wield. Ghostfire Slice would have been a nice card if this didn't wheel. But yeah, we're going to slam dunk the Pyrokinesis gift. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This draft is brought to you by these awesome drafters passing me a wheeled Pyrokinesis. Thank you very much. Okay, there's a Go for the Throat. I don't think we're a Yawgmoth's deck. Sacrifice a creature, put a counter on, draw a card. Yeah, we already have that kind of effect in Skull Clamp. Plus, Comet can make 1/1s for Skull Clamp too. That's really awesome. I'm going to take the Go for the Throat. Yes, and the Fire Covenant did wheel. Awesome, awesome. Yep, we're going to slam dunk that too. So hopefully we just play aggro and mid-range mirror matches for the entire draft. Okay, we get a free red-black land. That is fantastic. Actually, no, I'm not a fan of Lingering Souls in this. I was going to say Lingering Souls would be decent too, but not in this. You could discard it to this, but whatever. Ooh, a Kroxa? I must have missed that the first time around. I don't know what I was focused on in that pack. Okay, well, we did open a piece of power, but meh. Okay, here's a Thought Seize. That's insane. I wouldn't mind a Fire Blast on the wheel. There's an Entomb that would have been fantastic earlier. And when I say earlier, I mean, actually, well, if I saw it in the first pack, we might have pivoted a little bit, but I meant last draft earlier. Liliana's double black. I'm not a huge fan of that. Okay, yeah. So I wasn't questioning if I'm taking Thought Caesar here. That's why I went ahead and pivoted it. But I did want to check out the rest of the pack just to kind of keep things in mind. So Liliana on the wheel would be nice. I don't know if it's gonna happen or if I would play it, but I think I like it better than say this Fire Blast, but I think that's more likely to wheel. So we did open power. Unfortunately, it was Time Twister, so we're not going to take it. If it was Time Walk or Recall, I would definitely take it and just try to find a blue land. And then obviously if it was a Mox, it would be a no-brainer. Okay, so, a Bombardier's and a Lelia. Okay, well, we're not passing Bombardier. I was about to start considering the Savai Trio. Oh, man. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to hope and pray that this Lelia resolves, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. But Broadside Bombardiers, if you guys have watched my other videos, Bombardiers has just been a house, and I'm going to take it. Okay, there's a Bauble, a Jit. This is a fetch land. Okay, yes. It's a black fetch land. It does get only our Raucous Theater, though. That doesn't seem the greatest. I don't hate Jit, but I think I'm gonna try to wheel it. I'm running out of time. I don't have a lot of. I mean, copying. Actually, maybe it is just Lutri because we have the Pyrokinesis. As I say, copying Pyrokinesis is nice, but also it pitches the Pyrokinesis. I'm just not a fan. We don't have good enough fetchables for this to be a good pick. Jit's just very slow. Okay. So we have another removal spell potentially. We don't have a way to really abuse Recurring Nightmare outside of Overlord. Not blue. We do have another red-white land, which will solidify this Comet. Even if Comet's the only white card I play, I will enjoy that. Let's see. We have not a lot of white fixing. I do like seeing some of this interaction, but there's two pieces of interaction here, and red cards have been wheeling, as we've seen. So let's take... There's three pieces of removal I would like, so let's just take the Inspiring Vantage and see what happens. Okay, a quote-unquote Badlands has appeared. Let's see, what are we giving up? I don't mind giving up a Goblin. An Oust is a decent cost to give up, but untapped red-black I think is strong enough to just take here, notably Force of Will. Okay, damn, we could actually overload it, sorry. Fear of Missing Out is probably what we're going to take. What is this? Oh, Winds of Abandon? Yeah, I don't want to get into double white. We are getting pretty decent red-white fixing, but I think I'm going to take the Fear of Missing Out. It's just another enabler to like maybe pitch a Lord or another effect to animate Dead It. Ooh, oh, there's a Chandra too, though. What are the chances of Robber of the Rich being the last card in this pack? I'd say fair based on this draft so far. Yeah, I'm going to take the Chandra. We don't have a way to accelerate it, but it just seems very strong. I love the Robber, though, but let's take the Chandra and see where that goes. Okay, a white-black land. I guess our white fixing is just going to be free this draft. A Sarah Paragon wouldn't be bad either, actually. We need to put this on our sideboard. Yeah, we have a lot of white fixing. Let's take the Sarah Paragon. Oh, and the Fire Blast did wheel. We don't have a lot of I guess we do have a few mountains. I like that better than a red-black tap land. Yeah, let's take the Fire Blast. I wouldn't hate copying a Fire Blast with the Lutri either. Don't really want anything here. Let's just take the black land, I guess. Oh! How did this happen? Okay, well, now that we have the Blood Crypt, I actually like the Polluted Delta pick now. Okay. Now, Hellfire, or the 4-drop red creature might have been a decent draft as well, but this is a black-white fetchable. I don't like the... Yeah, we don't have a black-white fetchable yet, so this lets Polluted Delta get white. I think that's better. Oh, okay. I mean, we're still going to take this. I like having great mana. If you've been following me for a little bit, you'll know that I definitely like having great mana. All right. Well, Hellrider, that was the card's name. Sorry, I didn't have much time, and I didn't want to have an auto pick there. So, all right, we have a ton of cards that we need to cipher through. Okay, so it just always goes to 17. That's good to know. I may not want to play the Indaltha Triome. It's also not red, and we do care about mountains a lot. We do care about swamps as well because of the Snuff Out, but we have other ways to do that. We have 2 bad land effects, and we have a Shattery Backstreet as well, along with actual basic swamps. So yeah, I think I'm not going to play this Indaltha Triome. And okay, so let's focus on some cuts. So I don't have to play this Blade Splicer, thankfully. Croxa seems fantastic. So that means I do want to play a Plains so I can get untapped white source with Marsh Flats in case I don't have the Sacred. But maybe because I have the Sacred, I don't need the untapped white. Because I would like to just maximize being able to play this Croxa. Alright, well, I don't think... We could have taken a Jit. I don't think Stoneforge Mystic for just Skull Clamp is good. With that said, I'm not a huge fan of the Jit either. It's just a lot of mana to invest to get blown out by, something as simple as an Unholy Heat. I would have loved to get a Batterskull or a Cauldron Complete, but it is what it is. So for the same vein of why I've cut this in the past, we just don't have a lot of ways to abuse it. This was on the wheel, if you remember, and there was a lot of artifacts that we passed, so I was hoping that some of them would come back around. We ended up not that strategy. I do still want to play the Animate Dead. It's just really nice to just kind of get someone who puts a fatty in the yard. So this is basically a free drop. I don't hate the Overlord. This is basically a 2-drop with upside. Maybe we're supposed to cut the Fire Blast, but I really like it. Not to mention with Sarah's Paragon, we can kind of do the thing, so to speak. But maybe because we have Fire Covenant, we don't necessarily need the Fire Blast. I know this kills creatures. This should go face most of the time, but... Okay, let's see what it looks like without the Fire Blast. And I do think I want to continue playing 16 land. Oh no, this is 17 land still. Did we add a land? I thought we cut this. One probably came up automatically. I'm not very familiar with the way this client works for drafting, at least, so bear with me, please. Okay, so we do need one more cut. It's probably going to be a land. And it, against my better judgment, it might be this basic Plains. I think we have enough. Okay, so we have... Marsh Flats can get 3 swamps. It can get Shattery Backstreet. That's 4. Blood Crypt is 5. Raucous Theater is 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's 8 things it can get. And what about Polluted Delta? Which can't get Plains anyway, so not relevant. But Pluto Delta can get Raucous Theater, Blood Crypt, Shattery Backstreet, and okay, yeah, so that's enough for Blood Crypt as well, or Pluto Delta. I mean, yeah, let's cut the planes, and to reiterate, I'm cutting it because I want to maximize the Kroxa. Now, we do have a Caracas, which is totally fine. Not cutting that for a million years. But the cool thing about Kroxa is that you are able to save it, so to speak. So if I don't have a yard to reanimate it, per se, I can just put it on the stack, resolve it, Caracas it back to my hand, and the trigger will still resolve. And I can just keep doing that. That's a nice little combo. I'm also just not a huge fan of this Kytheon. I don't know how many times I'm going to attack with a bunch of creatures. It looks like we just don't have a ton of things, but who knows? It is something we can skull clamp, so I don't want to cut it. But we are at 40 of 40 now, so let's try 16 lands. If I need to adjust because we're not drawing enough lands, maybe we can. But with Fear, with Skull Clamp, with Tarsa, we even have a Ragavan. Let's try this. I really like this. Oh, how do I companion this? Oh, I'm so glad I caught that. Yep, I'm so glad I caught that. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Maybe you have to keep this in your main deck and it'll automatically companion, or maybe it just doesn't automatically companion at all. But all right, there we go. Done. And let's get to it. Round 1 with Mardu. I'm just going to say aggro. I do like our deck. We don't have any fast mana and Moxen or anything, but ooh. A Ragavan that we can protect with Raucous Theater, so to speak. Followed up by a turn 3 Broadside after we play Caracas, maybe? I mean, yeah, we're going to keep this. Hopefully they don't have a removal spell and they just play a creature. I will snuff out a lot of creatures. Okay, opponent might be reading. Or maybe they went to make a sandwich real quick. Nope, okay, they did highlight it, so they are reading it. Are they Force of Willing? I would love a Force of Will here. I would absolutely love a Force of Will here. Okay, awesome. I love 1 red Hymn to Torok. What did they pitch for it? A Preordain. Okay. I'm going to play the Raucous Theater still, I think. There's no reason to play the Elegant over it. Okay, so the reason being like a strip mine effect, obviously, but I'm not going to play to that. And if they want to strip mine this, that's fine. Because that means they're not strip mining the Caracas. Okay, so I don't hate this. Is it better than a random? Maybe. Because this grows, I like it. If this was Kytheon, I would bin it, but I'm okay with this. I don't think I want to Broadside Bombardiers. Yep, that is acceptable. Yeah, this also just lets us do this. It lets us level it up and play this other tap land, which is nice. Ooh, a Caustic Bronco we will slam dunk keep. Yeah. Awesome. I would have loved the Dark Confidant. I didn't see one. I know the art's very weird, or it's new, so I'm not used to it. So maybe there was a Bob that I missed. Frantic Search does not make me happy, but at least they're not getting full value out of it. They're only untapping 2 lands. I see why they Force of Will to Ragavan now. I'm still happy with that exchange, of course, but it looks like we would have put in a lot of work with this Ragavan. Ooh, an Unburial Rites. Okay, nothing to get with it yet. Maybe we can draw our Animate Dead. Ooh, a Booster Tutor. Okay. First time my opponent has cast this against me. If you're unaware, you get to open up a random cube pack, and it is all the cards in the cube, 15 of them. So like if you have a Lotus, you can still open up a Lotus. They got a stock up. Okay, that wasn't a land. Are they gonna miss a land? Okay, so they did have a land. Let's just wait till end step. Be proper with this. My turn. Okay, so Caustic Bronco. Whenever this creature attack, okay, so it has to, okay, yes, and we can't saddle it yet, anyways. So, do we want to just hit for 4 here or advance our board? I guess this is still technically advancing our board, but let's play the Caracas. And play the Caustic, I think. So actually, wait, no. We want to play the Broadside because then I can animate this and play the Caustic Bronco the next turn. Not animate, but activate. Yeah, let's just play the Broadside Bombardiers. I'm glad it left open the Caracas. I kind of did that too quickly to check. Okay, and they're going to stock up this turn probably. Yep. Hopefully they don't find something big to put in the yard and a way to put it in the yard. Because they can reanimate it at will now with those Unburial Rights. Are they looking to remove the Broadside maybe? No. Let's play the Broadside now. This is red and black hybrid, right? To do, yeah, okay. Let's play... Am I going to pitch this? Probably not to the Broadside. So actually, let's just go in. They're probably going to kill... Oh, nope. Okay, as I said, if they have a removal spell, they're probably going to kill the Broadside now. Okay, I just want to make sure that this does tap for black. Okay, yeah, it always taps for black. If I play the Caustic, it does play into the... It does... Or if I play the Caustic, geez. If I play the Caustic Bronco here, it plays into like a balance. I can hit them to 4 if I play the Caustic and fling it. I can hit them to 5 if I do. I think I'm supposed to just actually wait. I would hate to get Wrath of Godded and just lose all my threats. They're dead on board currently if they choose to do nothing. Okay, they do. They not now, but they were hovering over my creatures a lot during that combat and kind of slowing it down. So I thought they would have removal, but maybe they don't because I can't imagine why they would still be doing that. Okay, Shellblock Isle I don't care about necessarily unless they have a Time Walk because they are likely dead. I think they would have played that last turn if that wasn't their draw for this turn. Are they going to pass? Ooh, okay. So I think what I'm going to do, I don't want to Thoughtseize first because if they do have removal, they're just going to play it in response. I would rather them take actions before they know I'm going to Thoughtseize them. And if this attack hits, they are dead. Ooh, a flash. Okay, yeah, so I couldn't have stopped a flash. Let's hope it's not a World Spine Worm. Okay. That is fine. Let's see how they block, because they're going to have to double block. And they're going to be able to reanimate that back, unfortunately. I can give this flying, I think. No, it's 6 mana. Okay, yeah, let's see how they block. Maybe they'll double up on the Figure of Destiny. So yeah, this does punish us for not playing Swamp and putting Lutri in our hand, so we can snuff out and snuff out twice. Triple block there, eh? That might be just enough. Yep. Maybe not playing the Caustic last turn might have cost us something. Okay. That's not good for us. Let's kill the flying one. We don't have a lot of burn in this deck. I don't know if this is right or not, but yeah, having double snuff out here, I guess, wouldn't have been too great since they were able to triple. I would have had to have done it before they blocked. Yeah, that was a punish for sure. We should have put Lutri in hand. I did not think about that. Our opponents just weren't doing anything. Okay, so let's Thoughtseize now. Yeah, not really, unfortunately. We'll put Lutri in our hand. They're going to reanimate and put a 9/9 into play that we can snuff out, fortunately. Esper Sentinel's annoying because now they have a blocker. Well, I guess they would have the Vigilance, but I could have snuffed out the Vigilance and the 9/9. Yep. Now we can crew this, or saddle it, I mean, I believe. Yep, not legendary. Oh, this would have been a great hit off the Caustic. Really? Oh, man. Alright. Well, let's... Oh, this is not great. This is not great. So we... It's 9. I don't think we can win this. Let's just see what happens with this. Yep, the animate dead would have been decent before. There's not... So we can hit a Pyrokinesis here to kill them, potentially. I think that's how this works. Nope, we hit a Blood Crypt, so they don't take anything. Alright, well, it looks like they did find something just in time. I don't know if killing 2 things before they blocked after they flashed would have gotten there. I think it would have, because we'd have had this to throw. That we could have saved the broadside because they wouldn't have been able to block it, but then they would have fatal pushed it actually. So who knows? It's there's too many variants to figure that out. I think I'm sure someone out there smarter than me can, but let's just do the snuff out rub-ins. Oh, what'd they get with the snuff or with the shell dog? Ooh, a Crabomination. Alright, let's just see what they hit, then we'll scoop. We're here to have fun after all. Snuff out Comet. Oh, Comet. Okay, no, Comet would not have killed them. Alright. Well, that's unfortunate. That's the thing with combo decks, though. They do nothing until you're dead. I don't know if our actions would have mattered there a whole lot outside of playing the Caustic Bronco a little bit early, but since they weren't doing anything, I do stand by my play around a Wrath effect. We had just nothing going on, and clearly they didn't have a lot of creatures for our snuff out to be decently good. So unfortunately, yeah, that Force of Will, which I still like that they Force of Willed it, might have won them that game. Okay, so we do have all of our mana because this gets untapped red black, and we can turn one Thoughtseize. Hopefully we can draw more lands. We can get the Delta off the Sarah Paragon later as well. Let's see what the opponent's cooking with. Ooh, Giver of Runes, some removal. Whenever you cast your second spell, he's trying to... Okay, that's kind of annoying. Staff of the Storyteller. Alright, so I'm not worried about the ruins. I am, however, worried about this Unholy Heat, honestly. This Cosmic Zenith... Man, they are very well set up for us if we don't draw lands. Let's take the Unholy Heat, plan to Fatal Push the Giver, and go from there. This isn't legendary, right? Okay, yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, we did draw land. That's good. I'm going to hold the Caracas. They chose not to play the Giver, which is fine because I chose not to take it, so that's a red flag. Plus, this probably gets a Surveil land. I do hope we draw one more land. Yep, it did get a Surveil land. They did like what they saw. Staff of the Storyteller seems smart. Yep, and now they don't have a removal spell in hand because of the way Arena works. Okay, now I wish I took one of their creatures, but... Oh well. Do I put Lutri in hand in hopes to draw a red source to double Fatal? Or do I just jam this Broadside? I think I'm just going to jam the Broadside, and if they want to use their next turn to remove it with their touch, that's fine. Ooh, a Gut. That would be nice to Fatal Push and get back if we can. Hopefully we can just get a Chandra and kill the Gut. Yes. Okay, Chandra will die to their 4-1. This is also legendary, though, so we can bounce it and just Fatal Push. Maybe that's better. Yeah, bouncing. Yeah, bouncing and pushing the 4-1 probably is the best thing. Unfortunately. If we just kill it, we can animate it dead next turn, but we don't have a small creature to pitch to it. So bouncing it might just be the way to go. In which case we are going to attack. My creature has menace, so they cannot block. Yeah, let's just do this. Oh, they have blue mana. Plus, we can Chandra this now, if we really want to. That is fine. That has Summoning Sickness. Ooh, a Death Greeter's Champion. Yeah, that's not great. Let's Fatal Push this. No, thank you. And then let's just return this to the hand now. Ooh, a Tursa? Tursa can draw us into a land. Which isn't the end of the world because I can pitch Sarah to it. And then if we hit a land, I can animate dead it. Or am I supposed to just Chandra now and kill this? Maybe I'm supposed to actually kill this giver because I think this stops my Caracas from hitting the gut. Man, we are in some tough scenarios from the get-go. So we can't cast the Sarah Paragon anyway, so let's just hit this. And maybe I'm supposed to hit the Animate Dead here, but I'm not going to. Okay, it's not an untapped land, but I suppose I'll take it, and hopefully we just don't draw any more lands. Go for the Throat. Go for the Throat I'm going to keep because they can stop the Caracas from bouncing Gut, and then I can go for the Throat something. Or I can just do this now and fling. So I know it has double strike. There's not a way for me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because I can just fling in response. There's not a way for me to fling. This is legendary, though. So I can just bounce it. If I'm willing to let... This is going to hit me for 4, though. They're going to hit me for a lot of damage if I don't kill this. Now I can Animate Dead Sarah Paragon and return the Tursa, I believe. Yeah, okay, that's a gut. They can sack the staff, which I think is what they're going to do. I am going to bounce before, and then that way they can't attack. Because if they want to save, then they don't have a creature to attack with. And then I can come down and Chandra potentially. Oh yeah, no, I have to go for the Throat too, so I can just kind of do it all. Okay, I like this. I think I am supposed to play this first. If I don't play the Tursa now though, I can't play the Tursa because they're probably going to get rid of this. I don't need more than 2 mana now, so let's just set up something for next turn. Ooh, a Pyrokinesis? Yeah, I like a Pyrokinesis here. Okay, so I can return this, but then they can replay it. So am I supposed to wait? But no, because then they can play this, but that can't attack. I think it's okay to wait. I hope I'm not messing this up, but I think it's okay to wait. I do think they're going to touch the Sarah. Not touching the Sarah. Oh, okay. Let's bounce this now. Yep. Now we can go for the Throat It. Yep. So I guess I was supposed to go for the Throat the Giver, then bounce the Gut. That's my bad. But they haven't played a land yet, so... But they couldn't attack this turn anyways. Either way, I'm really excited for this Pyrokinesis because I can get back, play the Lutri, and double Pyrokinesis if I want to. If I want to pitch the Chandra. Okay. Double Pyrokinesis coming right up. Double Pyrokinesis coming right up. All right, let's... Oh, that was almost terrible. Yeah, let's not do that. We did do this right, correct? Yeah. Wait, cast with Pyrokinesis. What? Okay, I'm just going to assume that this is doing it right. We are in full control. Wait, what? No, wait, what? No, what? No! No, 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 no! Oh, no. That's not how that was supposed to work. I'm sure I messed that up, but... Wow, so we went from just absolutely murdering our opponent to not doing too hot. I don't want to attack with that. This has to attack, though, for Boast? Wow, I'm so sorry. I don't know how I messed that up. If this creature attacked. This does kill two of their things, and then we can fling a Lutri to the giver. Yeah, that was abysmal. I don't know what I did there. I'm sure someone will tell me, but... Remember, I can get back the Lutri with the Sarah. I think that's a decent trade. This is the world we live in. I think that was the best way. I can always get back the Bombardiers as well. Voice of Victory, I'm not too scared of. Land, I'm not... Oh, a recall. That's definitely an excuse for blue. That I am scared of. Hopefully they don't have removal for the Sarah Paragon. Please do not have removal for our Sarah Paragon. That counts as removal for our Sarah's Paragon. Wow, this is a game we should have won, and we're just not going to now. That is incredibly disheartening. Yep. Yep. I did make a mistake with the Go for the Throat and Caracas, of course. So it's not... I'm not blaming anything else, but... Alright, good game. I didn't play perfectly, but I do think we should have gotten that. I hate that I messed up the Pyrokinesis. I don't know what I did there or how that interacts, but... Alright, well, let's see if we can get one win. An 0-3 start would not be great. Alright, time to reset. We're going to untilt ourselves. I do think that's a good practice. Sometimes you just get bad beats in a round, or maybe you get angle shot if it's paper or something like that, and you shouldn't let it get to you. We're just going to go into this game 0-0 and see what happens. Ooh, okay. This is kind of a slow start, but we have turn 2 Croxa on the play. I'm going to keep. I am going to lead off with Blood Crypt into Inspiring Vantage, I think is the best way to do our mana. Russell Crew, that's funny. The Ambitious. All right, we are ready to go. Tapped. Okay, Croaks. Oh, a Sarah's Paragon if we can get double white. Okay, they got rid of a removal spell. That's good for us. Now we can potentially go Fable and find some more lands. Okay, a Jit. All right, let's see if I'm wrong about Jit. Hopefully I'm not. Fable here. Because we have stuff like Animate Dead, I might just pitch this Sarah's Paragon. I don't want to pitch anything else, I don't think. Enters or dies creative thing. Okay, that's fine. We have a Kinesis for that. I can also attack and see how they want to block, too. But I'd like to fill our yard for this Croxa. Ooh, okay. I don't want to pitch anything else. Let's just pitch this. Oh, wait, we can currently cast it. But we don't have anything to get back with it yet. So do we just not pitch anything and see if they want to trade their creature for our creature? Yeah, let's... So if we attack... I don't want to tap out for this. We definitely need to leave up our removal spell for their Jit. So I am going to just go ahead. I guess we could just Pyrokinesis. Okay, let's just decline. See what they do here. I would love for them to block. Okay, so in this case, I think I'm supposed... if I play a Tersa, I'm not getting any value with it either. Maybe we just pick up Lutri, use the treasure to kill whatever they want to do with the Jit. But if they have a Mana Tithe, that kind of punishes us. Man, I really wish we just drew a land here. Okay, I'm going to put Lutri in hand and I'll Fatal Push. Hopefully they... I don't want to click on anything or show anything because it shows what we might be thinking about. Hopefully they put the Jit on the 2-1, but I think they're going to put it on the 1-1. And then if we do go to Fatal Push, which is turned on by the treasure, to kill the 2-1, then... and they have a Mana Tithe or something, then we can Pyrokinesis. So let's just do this. We might just Pyrokinesis anyways and use the treasure to pay for a Mana Tithe. But hopefully they don't play land and then... okay, yep, as I say, and then equip because they could leave up Reprieve. Please tap the white. That'll be a huge tell if they auto-tap the white. Because it means they don't have any white cards in their hand, likely, if they use the auto-tapper. Okay, they are being smart in doing that. Resolves. I am going to make them obviously go to combat. I'm going to Fatal Push because I want to save this Pyrokinesis and I want to pitch Unholy Heat to do it. Okay, they didn't have Reprieve or Mana Tithe. That kind of just auto-resolved. That is A-okay with me. Okay. We got a Verge now. So now I have just Unholy Heat into something. Like into Lutri maybe. I don't want to discard any of these. Yeah, we're just going to stay patient. I don't want this Jit to connect, and our opponent is using a lot of mana to continuously equip. Oh, okay. I don't hate this if it's not a huge creature. Oh, a Fury. Okay, maybe I do hate it. But I can still get back a Fable with the Sarah's Paragon, I believe. So, okay, let's have this resolve. I'm going to kill our things. And then I am going to Pyrokinesis their board. And I think I'm going to pitch the Lutri. Because I would like to Unholy Heat to kill the bat that they're going to get back. Unfortunately, I'm just not really able to punish our opponents here. And put a clock. Okay, maybe we'll draw an untap land and we can go... Actually, no, Sarah into Kroxa doesn't seem fantastic because then it leaves down the Unholy Heat. Oh. Yeah. So let's kill this now. They can't haste anything next turn because it's exerted. They could have a natural haster, of course, but I'm going to take this time to get another treasure with our Ragavan, and maybe we hit an artifact destruction spell, or we hit an Ajani. You know, it's not a big deal at all. Just kidding, it's an incredible deal. That was an incredible hit. Ooh, a Luminarch Aspirant, okay. If they just equip here, okay, that's fine. I think I am supposed... Oh, yeah, but then they have the Jit. They have the Jit now. I'm sorry, this is not easy. So if I play the Ragavan and I assume that they block it, they can then kill the Ajani, but they have no creature. And that's probably the best for me. They could also just block the Ajani, so attacking Ajani might have been a bad attack. I think attacking with the Ajani was actually a bad attack. Hopefully they don't block the Ajani. But if they do, then maybe we find a removal spell off their deck. So maybe it's fine. They don't block at all. I think that's wrong. Now we have a Comet? I mean, I feel like I'm supposed to play this Comet, right? Maybe we'll roll a 6 and do something cool with it. We got a 6. Alright, now for the do something cool with it plan. Yeah, let's... So we can 6 them, but let's just kill the creature. 6? Nope, 3. So we get something back, I think? Yes, we get something back. And I think we're supposed to take the Fatal Push. Okay, yeah. Good game. Okay, we got there. I don't understand their don't block anything, but attacking with the Johnny I'm not clear on, but I think they're supposed to just block the Ragavan there, kill the Ajani, and then I just have a 2/1 cat. If they have any creature there, because I wasn't able to put a fast clock on them, the Jit did matter that game. But if I had like 1-drop into 2-drop or something, they just won't have the time. So, all right, we did pick up a win. That is nice. Maybe we can pick up 6 more. Okay, there's a Fire Covenant for the first time. This is kind of what I was talking about earlier. I'm not too excited about Kytheon, but I'm going to keep this hand. Maybe our opponent surveils a fatty into the yard. I could also see just playing our Surveil land and not playing Kytheon, and then next turn I can play another Surveil land if I don't Surveil into something I want to animate dead. Ooh, no, I want to leave up the Mana Tithe. We have the red-black Surveil land if they don't play something we can Mana Tithe here. I'm going to get, I think, the Sacred Foundry, because I want to be able to activate, like, Kroxa and stuff. I'm really happy with that decision. Alright, let's get the Surveil Black land down first. That is what we call value.deck. And then we can go Parlor into Mountain for Chandra. Hopefully just play a bunch of dorks here. They are another Lutri deck. That's good to know. Oh, a channel. That's not good. Yeah, that's probably game. That's indestructible. Yeah, that's good beats all around. Just was not able to really do much this draft, unfortunately. But that's how it goes. Sometimes you just get absolutely obliterated, and that's fine. It's Powered Cube. That's going to happen. It's not like a normal draft. And it's okay that sometimes you lose. Kind of playing in garbage time now, but let's see what else their deck does. Let's let our opponent have some fun. They did have to pay to get in after all. Okay, their idea of having fun is putting Lutri to hand. That is perfectly acceptable. Yep, and I think I'm just gonna Unholy Heat post exiling the rest of my deck. You know, just have some fun. Hee hee ha ha. Alright, so, yep, another trigger. Awesome, let's Unholy hit this. Unholy Heat, I mean. Hit him with the good game. And get out of here. Let's go and see what our deck's like. I don't hate our deck. I wouldn't be unhappy to draft it again. We did have some very powerful things. I would have loved a gut. Ragavan did a lot of work for us in that third game. We do have removal. We have the Thoughtseize. Like, this is a perfectly functioning deck. It's just we just didn't get there, unfortunately. So the Pyrokinesis, Lutri. I mean, feel free to tell me what I messed up there, but their board should have been Wrath. I don't know, because this lets you target. Copy target instant sorcery you control. You may choose new targets. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, well, didn't mean to do that. But I don't know what I did there. And I tried to target the other things, and it wouldn't let me target more than just the 1/1. So, yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Anyways, thank you for staying with me. Hopefully, we'll do better in the next league. Have a good night.